Talking about. Talking about. Yeah. Put it up on the screen.
That's the reason why I ain't yet done a Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr. fight like review or post-match reaction, and why it's coming out 2 days later, because I've had no voice, because I was going mad. In every round, I was going mad. Like, even the way I'm balancing this phone now, it's all sideways on the steering wheel. It's all mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm still recovering. Just too much alcohol, too much emotion. Like, I was dying for Chris Eubank to win, though. Like, I know both camps, innit? I know people that are in both camps, so big up both of them, because it was a crazy fight. But I guess this is the reason why British boxing is probably, like, the atmosphere and stuff is at the pinnacle of the sport, because that's the emotion. Like, this is not a non-title fight, and you're getting that type of event. Like, don't get it twisted. Neither of them are the highest level boxers in the world. Don't get it twisted, because I see people talking about, Chris Eubank now, next fight Canelo. I'm thinking, listen, don't start getting carried away. We're talking about Canelo and all of that. And they're talking about Conor Benn, maybe he should go down to 147 and just clear out that division. I'm like, clear out that division. You got people like Jerron Ennis down there. Don't start getting carried away. Like, it's a big event, but it doesn't mean that they're the best boxers in the world, you understand? But, I wanted Conor Benn to win I wanted Chris Eubank to win badly. And the reason why was because I feel like he's had a hard time. Like, I feel like he gets a hard time, and his father gets a hard time, like, throughout the years. Like, they're both deluded. Like, they're both chat rubbish. They're both too egotistical. I feel like they get a hard time like that. Like, as if to say you're not supposed to, like, be like that. And everything that he did, it ended up coming true. That's what I like about it, because even when it comes to the bit with the drugs, that a couple of years ago with Conor Benn, the drugs and the 2 failed drug tests. Yeah, 2 failed drug tests, and it's like it's a big deal to the British people, but it's come like that's not a big deal in the boxing world. Like, Eddie Hearn will start telling you all types of things about how it wasn't this and it wasn't that, and I believe this and I believe it wasn't this. But when it was Jarrell Miller fighting Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn was all on this, you should be banned for life and all of that. So you can't be picking and choosing. Then Chris Eubank then goes and pays for the undercard and gives them a bit of money for 2 years ago, what happened 2 years ago. And then people are saying, yeah, it was 2 years later and you shouldn't have given it. But he still gave it. He still paid for the boxers that weren't able to fight at that point. You know what I'm saying? I feel like his brother passing, like, I think it was his cousin actually, sorry, his brother or cousin passing and all of that type of stuff. I feel like he gets a hard time. He gets a hard time, and I'm so happy for him that he managed to get through this fight and win this fight. Like, that I was dying for him to win this fight. So, but yeah, I don't think it was a real like serious fight. Like, I think they both left it all in the ring. I think they thought it would be easier. I think Conor Benn's team thought it would be easier than it was, because when you watch Conor Benn, he's a rough and rugged fighter. And I was thinking, I wanted Chris Eubank to win, but I was thinking, I think Conor's going to catch him. Because when I saw Chris Eubank against Liam Smith, his punch resistance is gone. And I just feel like, I thought, yeah, he's going to catch him and he's going to end up stopping him. And that's why Eddie kept saying, yeah, he's going to do it in 4 rounds. I think all of that Eddie Hearn saying all the time, like, I think a lot of the time Eddie Hearn's a brilliant promoter, but sometimes he puts the pressure on when they didn't really need it. Like, Conor Benn was so nervous. When you see him coming up for the fight, do you know how nervous this guy was? I knew immediately. I was talking about, I wish I'd done a watch-along, because you would have heard what I said all the way through. I said, he's petrified. Like, it was coming out, all that nervous energy. He was too tense, too nervous. He was nervous. And I knew he was going to come out flying. Everyone knew he was going to come out flying. But the problem is, one, he probably doesn't hit hard enough to knock out Chris Eubank with 1 punch power and stuff like that. I think he can hurt Chris, but he didn't. And 2, he didn't have enough, he wasn't able to, like, set up the punches. He wasn't able to set. Obviously, when I box now and then, you know what I'm saying? So I know how hard it is. Like, you think that you're going to go in there and just do something. Like, I remember one time I was fighting a little really slim Asian boy, and I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, I'm just gonna beat this guy up. Who told me to think that? Get in the ring, all of a sudden, he's smaller than me and everything. You can't even get near him. And I know how much harder it is than it looks. And he's going, Conor's going in there swinging at swinging at Chris, thinking if I catch him, he's going out, and it just weren't that. Like it's not a street fight, it's a boxing fight. You know what I'm saying? You have to last the 12 rounds. So I think I think Chris just knew, I'm not losing to this guy. I ain't losing to this guy. His dad, I think his dad showing up is probably one of the greatest moments in sport. Like, up there with all the big moments in sport, you know what I'm saying? When he showed up and that, mad. When he started talking about, yeah, Rastafari and all that, mad. My household was going nuts. You know what I'm saying? Once he won, I was always going to be there, that's my son. That clip of him going around, I was always going to be there, that's my son. Mad. Rastafari and all that. Don't get me mad. You know what I'm saying? Them lot of culture, the culture won on that occasion, you know what I'm saying? And he's unapologetic with it. He ain't gonna start thinking that I'm not gonna be myself and whatever. So their story to me is the one that I wanted to win. You know what I'm saying? I wanted that story to win over it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that's before, when you're talking about your dad don't even like you, and you like Chris Eubank was winning all the way through the press conferences. All press conferences, he won every press conference. Doesn't let Eddie Hearn talk. Doesn't let Frank Smith talk. He gets into the egg thing. He gets into it with a little back and forth with Conor and his dad a little bit. Then he wins the fight. He won every single part of the build-up. He won every single section of this fight. Before the fight, after the fight, during the fight. He won everything. So he deserves all the money he gets. Well, if I was Chris Eubank, what would you do next? I guess you're going to get another 8 to 10 million if you fight him again. Why would you go and fight Canelo and potentially for no reason? You're prize fighters now. Like, you can the next fight after that will probably start talking about the Jake Pauls or the KSIs. Like, you probably can start building into that world and start every time you fight make 10 mil. Like, I can't see any reason why you'll be fighting Canelo unless you actually want to prove that you're the best in the sport. But that Canelo, Crawford, all like them level of caliber fighters, Jerron Ennis's, Errol Spence's, you man need to stay away from them brothers there. Just stay away from all them guys. You know what I'm saying? It's not those guys that you don't need to be fighting. But, bruv, big up Chris Eubank Jr., big up Conor Benn. Them man left it all in the ring. He left it all in the ring. I know Conor Benn right now is probably devastated. Like, he wanted to win that badly. You could tell how badly he wanted to win this fight, man. And you could tell he's a proper, like, man, I want to make my dad proud and this and that. But I just think that they all thought that he's probably a little bit better than he actually is. That's what I think. I think they just think he's a little bit better than he actually is. But he's going to give 147 fighters a problem, though. He's going to give them a problem. But I just feel like there's a level of skill that you need to be at. He's got a heart, though. Him and Chris have both got serious heart, and they both wanted to win. So, yeah, man, I want to give my thoughts on it. Obviously, my voice is gone. Mash up. It was a big day. Like, I ain't had a boxing event like that in years. One of the best. The only one I think that was even close to that I remember so much. I don't even think the AJ Dillon White, the first one, maybe. David Hay and Tony Bellew, maybe. But I think probably the one that had the most spite and thing was probably Carl Froch and George Groves. I think that's the obviously I'm not going back in the day talking about the Ben Eubank, I'm not going back to that. I'm just about the latest times. I think Carl Froch and George Groves were the one that probably was around that level with this one. But I think this one might have won. I think the AJ Dillon White, I think they're all kind of in the same bracket, but I think the Froch Groves one is probably the closest that I can remember. But yeah, Ben Eubank, I don't know, should they do it again? They probably will, man. They probably will. That 160 and that rehydration clause and all that, that's gonna be a problem though. You just gotta, don't you want to beat people at their best? Like, I think you should just let people fight at their best. If I'm gonna go up 2 weights and fight someone, I want to beat you at your best. It's not about making it fair. Life ain't fair. There's no point saying, oh yeah, we need to make boxing fair because it's a dangerous sport. Then don't go up and fight them. No point saying, oh yeah, we got to make it fair. You don't need to level the playing field. If the playing field's not level, then don't go into that arena. Just say, you know, I'm going to stay this way. If you go up to that arena, then stay in that arena and let them be at their best. Like fighting, racing Usain Bolt, but I can start at 60 meters and he has to start at 100. That don't make sense. Or start at the back. It doesn't make sense. Like, if you're gonna fight Chris Eubank again, let him fight at his weight and let him be who he needs to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. Like, I know the IBF have a rehydration clause, yeah, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, it's neither here nor there. So to me, let them fight at their best and beat them at their best. You know what I'm saying? But big them both up, man. Big up the fathers. Big up the promoters. Cause they did a big up Napa as well, man. I know a few of them and them know him anyway. So big up Napa because he's in the boxing world now. So he's doing his thing. Chris Eubank's manager and that. Big up all of them, man. Big up John. I see John. That them lot wouldn't let Billy Joe Saunders in the dressing room. So big up Napa and John, man. I see them both there. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, big up to the people there, man. Yeah, big fight, massive fight, man. But yeah, but that's my thoughts on it. I know Liverpool won the league. I'm not even talking about all that. I'm not getting into that yet. I'll do that another day. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, big them up, man. And yeah, like when there's big fights, I'll just talk about it on there like I do. You know what I'm saying?